I've been waiting for this moment for 2 years. Most of us who even know who Don Toliver is know him from Can't Say. Know exactly where you know him from. The perfect combination. I said this when the first time I heard him. He's like a perfect combination of Akon and ASAP Ferg mixed into one voice with the effects of a Travis Scott, but he's got the range of someone so much more expression than a Travis Scott does. He's like a good, healthy mix and combination of so many things that I enjoy about the landscape right now put into one body, and I just need to hear more of him. I need more people to appreciate him. His new album, Heaven or Hell, is out right now. I'm about to listen to it. I cannot wait to get into it. Like I said, I've been waiting for 2 years. I had to go back and listen to this dude's previous output just to hear, something to keep me held over for the last 2 years almost. But I'm ready. I'm here. You have no idea. Like, come here. So now, I'm not gonna lie, at the end it sounded like some Sega Genesis classic type, game instrumentals. I do like this track. I think the hook is really weak, but I like the vibe of the entire thing. It's really spaced out and lost and kind of, disorienting, kind of drifting off in and out. I don't know if this thing that he's trying to, sway or woo is like the devil and he doesn't know it yet. Track number 2 is Euphoria featuring Travis Scott. Travis Scott sounds more, 2015, how large he sounds. It was a very chill and laid back track, but it doesn't fall into the background, and I like that. There are parts of the song that just draw you out and draw you in, but they're not necessarily sleepy. They're not boring. I think the whole track in itself is just you traversing through a land unknown, and then you just keep going. You find something new. Bass on that track is great though. I like that a lot. Track number 3 is Cardigan. You be on my back like a cardigan. Oh my god. Ready to ride. Hotter than the sun. I'm made as a lot. Baby, yo, he just goes. God, no, I can't. This dude transitioned into the hook so flawlessly. I love that. That's one of the things I like, or I've learned to like more about Lil Baby, is the way dude just keeps going, and then all of a sudden a hook comes out of nowhere. Hey man, I don't care if I'm quarantined. I'm vibing. The cardigan hugs you so tight. It doesn't give you any breathing room, but it's so comforting at the same time. You go there and you wear it when you need it, but sometimes it's too tight. Sometimes it wraps around you too tightly, and you gotta get out before things get crazy. I feel you, man. I feel you. Afterparty. Is that a sax? Like a really thin sax? God, you hear the... Dude, it's almost like a siren in the back, mixed with like it started with a sax, that super thin sax, and then it just like warps itself into the beat, and then it goes, and like somebody called the police, obviously, because this is an illegal ass beat. I know I'm tripping. That's not a xylophone in the back. It's not. It's not. It just sounds like something like boop, 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 like watery or something like that. I'm missing something here. I know that's not what it is, but it must be. But it's not. But it might be. Oh! God, what did I do to deserve this? Oh, fuck. He's doing it again. The whole, I'm gonna transition my flow into a hook. Oh my god, I got talent. Shut up, bitch. I'm sorry. This is the best shit I've heard. I'm going to whatever after party this man is going to, because if that's playing, I'm going crazy. All of that combined, just mix, is just a constant adrenaline rush. That's all that is. That's when you get so drunk that you don't really know that you drunk until you start to slow down. It's only when you start to slow down and you get real hot that you notice, like, oh shit, wait, I did all that? It's been 5 hours? Track number 5 is Wasted. This is great so far. First track was a little weak, I'll admit. I liked the vibe that it created, but it was a little weak. Second track, I liked. Third track, great. Fourth track, fantastic. Fifth track, Wasted. Let's see. Fam. This whole album. Funny how we get, you know, Wasted after the track where I felt like, you know, we had just had an adrenaline rush where we didn't know we were drunk, and now 5 is like, oh shit, like I'm here, like I know I'm here now. I won't say this track is laid back, but it's more living in the adventure or the environment that it created, as opposed to like running away from it or speeding through it or not knowing where exactly you are. It's like you're just traveling through this, swimming through like a sea of people in like a nightclub, but you know, nothing's really harming you, but you're like floating above everyone else, even though you're in the same space as them. You're just watching everything go down. I've already heard Can't Feel My Legs. In context to the album, this thing feels just like one big drunk rush. Like, that's really all this feels like. So Can't Feel My Legs is like, in context, is like, oh shit, man, like I really fucked up. Like, I don't really know where I am. I'm disoriented. This is a euphoric experience. I'm drunk. I'm wasted. You know, I went maybe a little too far. That's great, actually. Track number 7 is Candy. Alright, that track was not like that great to me. It felt like a song idea. It felt like maybe a topic that he might have wanted to delve into, but it didn't actually do anything. Especially in context to the other tracks that I've heard so far. It felt like he was almost not giving his all to this track. And the other tracks, it really felt like he honed in on what makes him like such a great and interesting artist, to me at least, and realized that for the entire track. Whereas here it's just, I don't know, a vibe that he's trying to curate or trying to create, and then just doesn't end up doing anything with it. Then the electric guitar kind of swirling and mixing in with the bass at the end just doesn't really mean or do anything for the track for me. But that's probably the weakest one here. I'm willing to let it slide if the next track is great, but if it's not, woo. All right, woo. I miss having your company. Jesus Christ. This is like when you get home, right? This is when you get home after that whole night, and you get back and you're like, damn, I didn't bring nobody with me. And then you text the one and you're just like, yo, I miss you. On my toxic vibes. Okay, so you on your way home. Got you. Bro, just shoot me in the chest with the sound right now. I'm ready. I was waiting for this. I was waiting for this the whole track. So I like on that track how it's like drifting in this pool of uncertainty, and then like he goes and plays with the synths until that transforms into some trap shit. It's like all that, like, I don't know if she's on her way, I don't know if she's coming, then you hear a knock on the door, and then the bass just comes in when you open it. It's like, it's great. And then the next track is Had Enough. Admittedly, I don't remember too much of this track, so I'm gonna listen to it again, and then we're gonna go right into track number 10, Spaceship with Sheck Wes. I remembered hearing that one off the Jack Boys project, and like, again, in context of this record, it just sounds like he's got her in limbo. Like, I'm not gonna give you any kind of guidance. You just gotta decide for yourself if you want to go here with me or if you want to stay here. And I guess that's like kind of the, you know, I won't say hidden concept, but like kind of the theme of the album is more like, I'm on this trip, you know, I'm doing this thing over here, and you're kind of doing this thing over here. So either you could be in heaven or hell with me, or I could be in heaven or hell depending on what I'm doing. Fuck. That bass rumbles in your chest like a fucking earthquake. I can't wait to play this in a whip. Sheck Wes is about to ruin this fucking song. Bro, shut. Bro, what the fuck, man? Alright, I'm not gonna lie, that's fire. Alright, you got me. What? That track is pretty good. Sheck Wes was ass in the beginning, and then he became like, he got better. He didn't get better. He got less ass as the track went on. We kind of get kind of an inkling into what he meant when he was like, okay, you got, you know, a few options. You can come with me, or you can stay here. And then he's like, who's got the keys to my spaceship? It's almost like, I don't know, it's weird. It's a weird little theme he's got here. But it seemed like he was confused as to whether or not he was in heaven or hell. Now it seems like he knows what hell is and knows where he wants to go is what heaven is. Next track is 11. No Photos. That's the last track that I'm gonna listen to. I've heard No Idea already, so let's go. I'm not gonna lie to you, man. I should have brought some lube for this one. What? Whatever. I knew this was gonna happen. It's sugar, okay? Relax. After listening to No Idea, or remembering, you know, how much I listened to it earlier in the year, it's like going through all these clubs and collecting women. I know it sounds terrible, right? I don't feel like this at all, right? I'm wholesome. But you still gonna hold some. No. All these tracks I feel like are just like him traveling through different clubs, through different parts, and just like bringing women along with him on the ride to like the number one. In No Idea, I remember he says, I'm picky with my women. And like all throughout the tracks, it's like, I'm gonna go here. There's this euphoric feeling here. There's this feeling of dysphoria over here. There's this feeling of me drowning over here. There's this, it's like I got the pick of the litter. He even goes as far as to ask one of them, like, you got two options. You can stay here or you can come with me. Not saying that you're gonna like the destination, but this is my heaven. It might not be yours. Either way, you're subject to my needs. Either way, you're subject to what I want to do. And then the whole track is just like a whole night out. It all seems to happen in one night. Just one night the whole time. It's really dark. It's not very moody. It's not like hiding its intention. It's really direct. It's pretty open and honest. And I like that about it, you know, because it's not trying to do anything more than what it presents itself as, which is a night out on the town, a really good time, you getting drunk, you getting high maybe, you picking up women, and then you going to crash at the end of the night. And like all these things happening in less than 6 or 7 hours. I think overall I really enjoyed this project. I like the theme that runs through it. You know, this just is a theme that I feel like I hear that is like consistent throughout the track listing. Now it isn't as futuristic or as forward thinking as some stuff off like Astroworld, but I do have to remember that a good portion of the points that I gave Astroworld was because of this man's feature on Can't Say. It doesn't overstay its welcome. There are enough tracks here. I do think a couple of the tracks could be a bit shorter given how little they actually accomplish. And I think the one track that was either Candy or, yeah, it was Candy. So, I mean, everything else here, Heaven or Hell, serves its purpose in kind of getting you introduced to a vibe, to an aesthetic. And, you know, throughout the rest of the track listing, everything just kind of hits. I swear Spaceship or No Photos samples something. Some of these tracks literally feel like I'm being sucked out of my body. Some of these tracks literally feel like you're being abducted and taken somewhere else. No offense to Lil Uzi. And some of them even feel like you've been taken out of yourself and you're watching yourself move from like a third person perspective. Not that he's rapping from that point of view, but that's like where you're watching yourself from. Like you have no control over what you're doing. You have no sense of direction or no sense of time. You're just going. Vocally, he's doing himself the very best that shut up. He's doing himself be quiet. The very best that I've seen him do in a while. You know, like I said, that range, I guess, that ability to deepen and kind of elevate his voice at a moment's notice, you know, it keeps him much more unpredictable, you know. And I know a lot of people are probably going to throw, you know, some like a Travis Scott clone on him because he used similar vocal effects, but the way he uses them along with the natural capabilities of his own voice keep him much more expressive than someone like a Travis Scott. He's actually a better rapper. I've mentioned Travis Scott appears and comes off to me like a creation, like a being that isn't human before, and that's not always a bad thing. But with Don, it's like half human, half cyborg, and they're mixing into one person. When he sings, it adds a bit more flavor to these tracks, kind of adding a bit of sensuality to them, keeping this from being like some Travis Scott ripoff or just like another trap influenced album. And when he runs a track, god damn it, does he run a track. There are some tracks here though where I feel like Don could really step up. There's some tracks here where he just feels like he's holding back, feels like he's just falling back into production or falling back into the vibe or the aesthetic of the song. And I definitely think if he could take more control of some of the tracks, he'd be more of the dominating presence for them, and I wouldn't have to rely on the aesthetic of the song. But outside of that, I think this album is pretty much what I wanted from Don Toliver. I don't think I needed anything else from him. I think he highlighted his strengths. Production was solid and clean straight through, so that's how I'm feeling about it. Y'all let me know how you felt about it in the comment section down below. But for me, Don Toliver, heaven or hell. And that's how I'm feeling. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one. And I'm going to go listen to this album a couple more times. And I'll see y'all next time, all right? Peace.